Foreclosures are up 115%. Is this real? But this is one of the headlines I'm going to analyze and unpack a little bit more in this market update. So stay tuned. I'm also going to show you what the current interest rate is, the real data of what's going on here in the Maryland, Delaware beach area. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about what the experts are saying about pricing going through 2023. And of course, what my opinion is, and overall, just what I'm seeing on the ground, helping buyers and sellers every day. So you don't want to miss this, so stay tuned. So this is your January 2023 market update. And if this is your first time here, I'm Rich. I'm your local Maryland, Delaware realtor. So I appreciate you coming by. And of course, if this helps you out and you like content like this, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into this market update. Take a look at the interest rate. I'm on the Freddie Mac website here. You can see actually coming into the end of January, it was about 6.13% for a 30-year fix on there. And of course, I'm recording this video on February the 4th. So it actually just inched down again to the 6.09%, which everybody likes to see that. I know when the Fed met up, there was talks that they felt like the peak of the inflation. So that gave the bond market a little bit more confidence here. So even though they raised the Fed rate a little bit, the mortgage rates actually inched down there. So that is your interest rate. Take a look at the numbers for our local market here, Worcester County, Maryland, and Southern Delaware, Sussex County. Of course, if you've seen one of these before, Maryland's on the left, Delaware's on the right. So days on the market for January, it reached 41 days. And I left December 2022 up there so we can compare 34 days. So a little bit more, which is typical. This time of year, months of inventory total is 3 months accumulation versus back in December it was 2.7. So it shows that inventory has built up a little bit. But again, this has been the whole kicker. This type of market, which makes it interesting, is it's low inventory. So when you're getting back up in that 5-6 months, that's kind of a more of a neutral market that we would have. Medium sales price is $382,500, which that is up from December of $350,000, and we actually sold more units, 121. Not a big difference. Hopping over to Delaware, we've got days on the market 49 versus December it was 42, so that inched up again. Months of inventory, we got 3.2 accumulation, 3.2 months, and that's not a big difference from December, which was 3.3. Then coming down to the medium sales price for Delaware is $432,500 versus $435 the previous month. So that went down a little bit, but not a big difference. But the number of units sold was a huge difference there. 280 was sold in January versus 409 in December. All right, so there's the numbers there. I wanted to go over first about media headlines, and a lot of the media headlines can be true, but a lot of them just take a little snippet, and the way they word it gets clicks and views. So it can be confusing. It confuses everybody, and sometimes you just got to look at the whole picture. And there's one that I just wanted to bring up for this one here, just to kind of show you my thoughts on it. So look here. Here's a couple clips of some media headlines about foreclosures. So like this first one, it says U.S. foreclosure filings surged 115% in 2022. So that percentage is actually true, but when you look at that, it makes it seem like everything's on fire and the market is crashing. So I want to pull up this graph here, just kind of show you. Over here on the right, you'll see 2022 versus 2021, and it does show that it did rise 115%. So there's 324,000, still below pre-pandemic levels here. In front of 2020. So you look at 2019, 493,000. in 2018, 624,000. So we're still about half of where we were even pre-pandemic. You know, foreclosures do happen, unfortunately. You know, some folks get in a position where, you know, they have to go through that process, and there's always a certain amount of foreclosures that they're always in any type of market. So here we go. Let's move on to pricing, and this is a question that I get often, and I went over this a little bit in my last market update back in for December, but I like to just go over this overall because it's you know, it's a concern, and it's understandable because you know, if I was looking to buy real estate, you know, invest, whether it's a secondary home or primary, this is something that is on top of mind for everybody. Is, you know, is the market going to crash? Or is there going to be a big significant, you know, difference in pricing? I believe I showed this last time, but I'd like to show this. This shows, you know, opinions, projections from experts in the industry. So this is not just coming from me. Let's look at the data and see what your thoughts are, because you got to kind of make the best educated decision for yourself. Of course, I'm going to throw my opinion in there a little bit too, because I am a buyer of real estate, and I do plan on buying this year. So let's take a look at this. So you can see the sway from the left to the right. You know, there's some that are saying that it looks like the worst of it, they're saying there could be a 5% decrease in pricing value, or there could be a 5% increase in value. And this is anywhere from Realtor.com, Zellman. Then you got Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, of course, NAR, which is National Association of Realtors. If you take an average of all these over to the left here, I think it's a good way to kind of approach it. You know, it's basically saying a 0.1% increase. So really, it's saying it's going to be stagnant, which what I've been seeing on the ground, it seems that way already. Although Worcester and Sussex County, when I looked at 2022 as a whole of a year, homes appreciated, 12 to 14%. This year, so I think that's true. It might be just like stagnant, not swaying up too much, not swaying down too much. You know, it's going to kind of hold steady where it is. But I think because of that, sellers, I think, will be a little bit more flexible. You know, if they're selling, they want to make a deal. So there's more of a chance to maybe purchase something, I would say at a discount. But one of the things that I like is maybe having the seller do like a 2-1 buy down, which means they'll buy your interest rate down for the 2 years. Of course, you have to be okay with where their interest rate is now, because in 2 years, you don't know exactly where it's going to be. But the thoughts are the interest rates are going to come down a little bit, even if they stay the same. But at least if you're looking for something, like say that the cash flow, instead of where the interest rate is 6.09, to say if it's an investment loan, so you're paying like 6.75%, so it'd be 4.75% for the first year, then 5.75% for the second year. That increases your cash flow on there. So let's just say if market values did decrease by 3%, which is not a huge difference, but I think you'll make that up with the lower interest rate with your cash flow. And down the road you can refinance and or keep it the same, however you see fit. But you just want to make sure you look at worst case scenario, and does the numbers work for you? Because everybody's situation is different. Leave your thoughts down in the comments of what you think 2023 is going to bring. I do believe, just to sum up everything here, this window now, January, February, it's a little bit slower. So I think there's I know there's less competition out there. So I believe this spring is probably going to bring more competition. So you're going to see more multiple offer scenarios, which tend to drives up pricing, a bit. So I think this window right here is a good opportunity to get out there if you're buying. And again, that's just my personal opinion based on some of the numbers that we're looking at. So, But you got to do what you feel comfortable with and what's right for you. But again, I'm here if you have any questions. And of course, I'm going to continue to do these monthly updates, bring you the real numbers, keep you informed the best that I can. So make sure that you subscribe if this has helped you out. Until next time, I'll see you soon.